Excellent. For tradition's sake, who would like to recap what occurred last session for some inspiration?
Well, we woke up to our home being attacked by the Castellanteers and the demon that they had, or the devil, apologies, that they had summoned, mistakenly believing that it was their son who had already forfeit to Asmodeus. Um, and they tried to, I believe the threat was take everything from us as we had done to them. And they threw a small army at us, which we survived with some aid from some of our mysterious and fascinating neighbors, uh, including the invulnerable Vincent Trench, which was crazy. um, and a good handful of our neighbors just taking up uh, to defend us and their property as well. It was delightful. It was charming. We killed the Castellanteers.
You killed the Castle in Tears, and at the very end of session, uh, brought your boy Brisket back from the dead, back
Oh
from
my
the
god, I
brink of
forgot he
death.
died.
Yeah. Um.
I wish I could forget.
Excellent. So we find ourselves um, in the street, littered with bodies. A marching band of Zarda Zods, having cleaned up the southern entrance to the alley, and marching in to sort of assess the situation. What, if anything, would y'all like to do in the immediate aftermath of the fight?
God, I could go for a beer.
Sounds damn good right about
Like
now.
8 a.m., but you're right.
I'll cough
Well,
up
there,
that bit of liver I still have.
well, if anybody else wants a beer, you just come on down to the haunt. We have great ales here, everything you need, great liquor, everything. Just make sure I'm talking to nobody.
When?
Uh, fuck, don't say that out loud. This is like an early morning terrorism attack, and I have to mark it.
Just for shits and giggles, roll me a persuasion check, Kaz.
Oh, I got the. Let me hurry up. What if I? Oh, that's combat. Persuasion. Boom.
Yeah.
17.
Oh yeah. You hear from sort of down here somewhere in the alley, down towards the east, you hear just somebody scream out, "We'll be right there. Just gotta make sure everything's fine." So you are open.
Yeah, we're open. I don't want to.
All right, well, hurry up. Let's get this thing locked up and get some booze in us. Anything else for anybody? Or are we heading into the haunt?
Yeah, let's go home.
All right, fantastic.
I'm looking with dead eyes at all of the Zardazes. Because I'm
go
all
home.
covered in blood and shit.
As you do, the Zardazes take up positions at either side of the entrance to the haunt and are just hanging out there while you guys are all inside. Brisket sort of limps his way in with you, just assuming that he is invited.
Always.
Yeah, he died. He gets
Always and
free
forever.
drinks.
That'd be so funny if we turned him around.
I think I told him last time that he was welcome to work here. I think I was
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He did lose his job.
Yeah. And his life. He
I
can
get
come.
it.
He can come here.
I understand how that feels to lose your job.
So, ooh, thanks for helping me out there. That was real bad. He's working on the last remnants of his meatball sub. So is that it? We win the day?
I think there's still one sort of element of business we still have, but hopefully it's not going to be as hairy as all of that.
Well, look, after stealing that mascot, I'm pretty sure I ain't got no job no more. So, look, I'm full time on board. You tell me what you need, and I'm right there. You know your boy Brisket takes care of business.
Absolutely.
He engages you, Nim, in some extraordinarily complicated handshake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you see Cass looking at the handshake, it's trying to replicate it, but his hands is getting like finger tied together somehow. I don't know how they do it.
Wait,
Vicious
no.
mockery
Go
and say,
up
"You'll never
first.
understand."
It's up first. Hang on.
You'll never understand. It's crazy. But
Rat Brothers.
So, what is it? What you need?
Well, we have I think some more private business we have to handle, but if you wouldn't mind helping feed all the people who did a number to do or to save us and the street itself, that would actually be great. It would be great if we could show some appreciation.
He just starts walking around to all the tables in the haunt and reaching into his coat and boom, meatball sub. Boom, meatball sub. Boom, meatball. Tuna. Get the fuck out of here with tuna sub. That's ridiculous.
wait.
What? Oh, you a tuna fan?
Yeah.
All right, coming at you. Slap subs down on all the tables. Your boy Brisket on the case.
Oh man.
Boom being a word of power is choice.
At that point, bursting through the doors are two familiar faces. It's Saith Cromley and Barnabas Plastwin. Said, "Oh, thank the gods, you're all right. I mean, you are all right, correct?"
How's
I didn't get
Corsonis looking?
Is all of my blood supposed to be on the outside or inside? I don't remember at this point. I'm pretty sure my brain is suffocating.
Oh. Yikes.
Barnabas just goes to the front door, yells out, we need some healers in here." Interestingly enough, and much to Barnabas and Saith's surprise, two Zardazes show up. They slap their hands on the exposed portion of thigh between their thigh-high boots and their thongs. They
hold
vigorously
up
rub
my
their
hands.
hands up and
No, I'm
down
okay. I'm fine. Thank you. That's not necessary.
and go to
Don't touch me. Under no circumstances.
He's just a little delirious right now. He needs to heal us.
No,
He's not thinking straight. I'm sorry.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. They're looking around. Who else? Who needs a healer? Who needs?
I put my hand up.
I have
Yeah.
6 HP, so I will
Okay.
reach
Yeah.
out a hand.
You feel warm hands on your cheeks
Oh,
over and
God.
over again until you are fully healed. They are just going to town.
Thank you.
Someone from the city guard comes in, right, and looks at Barnabas and is like, you need a healer? And then sees these 2 Zardazes doing their weird little routine. And is like, should I leave? What's happening? Of course,
This is the early bird special, as it were, at the haunt.
Yeah, maybe, okay, but maybe not while I'm on duty. And then turns around and sees your Corsonis is like, oh, dear God, and just immediately starts healing you. And brings you back up to, brings you up to half health, calls in another healer, and brings you.
When you had 6, Katie, that was triple what I had.
Brings
Jesus
you up to full health.
Christ.
God damn.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
I remember correctly, that lasted for like 3 or so rounds in combat. I was just sort of waiting. It was
Yeah.
pretty inevitable.
It went pretty bad for everyone except the sole individual who was able to stay at range the entire fight.
Crazy how
guys.
that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Saith says, look,
I just before you start, I just need to know that the children are safe.
the children are safe. We have them in a safe location where what we're going to do with them has become even more complicated, given this morning's events. I'm going to need you all to come with me just so that we can get some questions and get the story all squared away. You're not in custody. We'll be doing this in my office. You'll all be there at the same time. I just want to make sure that your best interest is looked after. And after, I know we had a rocky start, but since working together to save those kids, and as involved as I have been, I can obviously see what has gone on here. I don't have any question that y'all were in the right, but I think I can be of some service to make sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, so that when people come to investigate the death of 2 nobles outside your establishment, all of the facts will be laid out in such a way that you won't find yourselves in any trouble as a result of this. Would you be so kind as to accompany me?
Of course.
I put
See
my
why
hands
not?
forward with my wrists together, like they're ready to get cuffed.
You'll never take me alive. Did I do it right, Exidia?
Well, see, in this instance, he asked very nicely and understood our position and listened to us, and is on like so. So in this case, yeah, I'm happy to go down to the station with you.
I don't know, it just feels wrong if I'm not like tied up or cuffed or Exidia is unconscious. Could one of those happen?
Brisket has jumped over the bar and bolted out the back door.
All right.
Okay, if we're gonna offer him a job, you can't do that, right? We all right. We know that, right? Everyone.
That's your bro. I barely know the guy.
Great. As you all exit, Brisket is in the hands of 3 guards. He's still struggling. Right? You'll never take me alive. I didn't do anything. Right? And they're like, dude, just calm down. Like, you ran us over. Like, stop. Like, just relax. And Saith and Barnabas take you back to the courthouse, which
Yay.
I never seen a guy get a resistant arrest charge without ever actually being arrested in the first place.
well, I'm just going to put everybody here since I may have deleted that map. And so, yeah, you're all at the courthouse, and Barnabas is just, look, we got word of the commotion, but don't understand how it started. I mean, we can assume why it started, but what the hell happened?
Well,
Heard a noise, and there were an incredibly large amount of mobs after us, mostly what demonic, devilish, I forget which. Servants of the Castellanters.
Yeah, I mean, we see all the bodies.
Yep. They showed up with their carriage a bit later and brought forth that thing covered in chains, and there was a fight.
And
I tried to apprehend them, tried to get them to surrender themselves to justice again, but they, unsurprisingly, would not.
And you 5 were
no
able to
respect for the
hold
badge.
None whatsoever.
Saith Cromley. You can tell he squeezes his fist super tight and takes a couple very big deep breaths and big exhales. No respect for the badge, you say. And
I stare at him meaningfully
you
and slowly slide my Force Gray badge onto the table.
You all found that frustrating, did you?
Multiple times, saith. Multiple times. Like, I don't know, anytime I was in this office before. After like 5 seconds, I will crack a smile, so it's clear I am joking.
Barnabas puts a hand on Saith's shoulder and just says, "Forget about it, Saith. It's water deep." So
You're not the only one with a badge, saith.
Oh,
Let it go, saith.
you're right. We're all working on the same side now. So you 5 were able to hold off that onslaught?
I mean, there were other tussles going on around us, and we had allies. Brisket gave everything.
Several of the residents of Troll Skull Alley were assisting us. Or not necessarily assisting us, but were engaged
Defending
by the same
themselves as
creatures.
well.
Exactly, yes.
Oh, I see. So, well, that's No one died, did they?
No, someone died. We just did something about it.
Well, I mean, no one's dead now. There's no one we should be out trying to uh, procure clerical services for.
Would it be wrong of me to say yes and then also no?
If anyone else was killed by those forces in their own stores or anything, we have no way of knowing. You may want to canvass the residents of Trollskull Alley to make sure that any
Oh.
of the Castellanter's servants
We
who
have people
might have
doing
broken into their establishments, those people have been found.
excellent idea. We have people doing sweeps currently, both for injuries, but also for witnesses that can corroborate your stories. As I said, I don't anticipate this being any sort of problem. It seems pretty clear that the Castellantiers had just about as much of U5 as they could take. And this morning they intended to do something about that, but underestimated you, and apparently the denizens of Trollskull Alley. Well, what, once this is all cleared up, what is next on your agenda?
Well, sleep, right? Take a nap.
For several days straight, yeah.
I mean, I say that. Actually, there is some business we still have to ensure takes place. But I believe that is between the Blackstaff and a certain drow who has somewhat inconvenienced us. Not myself. I know that sounds obvious, but
Well, that sounds well above my pay grade and well beyond the scope of responsibilities of the city guard. Thankfully, you all are more than capable, and you, in fact, have a officer of Force Grey in your midst, and he tips his cap towards you, Corsonis. Well, let's just try and get comfortable, and we'll go around and I'll take statements from everyone so that we have all the information we need. I guess if only I'd thought ahead, we could have had some food here. This might take a while. At that point, followed by 2 city guards who are chasing after them. Brisket kicks open the door, says, "Did I hear food? Meatball sub, boom!" And the next few hours go by as you all give statements as to what happened. Have whatever sub-based food products you would like to eat, courtesy of Brisket.
What do they call an Italian sub here?
You know what?
Dragonborn sub.
I was just gonna say Dragonboard sub, Oni. You and I, great minds. Love it. Fantastic.
Honestly, one of 2 answers that keeps me from being very insulted.
Excellent. Should we guess at the other answer?
No, I don't think you need to guess. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, afternoon or morning slips into afternoon. They get the word that everything is calmed down in Troll Skull Alley. They've taken statements from everybody. Everything is cleaned up, including all of the bodies, both of the Castellanteers, as well as all of their devilish and cultish assistants and allies in the fight, and you are all free to go. Are you heading back to the haunt or heading to different locale?
Oh my god.
I think I'm gonna go to the I don't know. Oh shit. I want to go to the Sea Maiden's Fair to try to get our affairs finished.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they're gonna be there, so I might go to the haunt first with the intent to go to the Sea Maiden's Fair if they're not there.
Okay.
I also want to go to the haunt too.
Okay. Yeah, you head back to the Highland. The Zardazes are still keeping guard out front.
Oh,
Brisket. It's like, you guys don't got to worry about nothing. I didn't tell those cops nothing.
High five.
well,
I mean, you all were
Well,
right
we-
there and saw it told them everything that he did. He just didn't know anything.
Oh my god.
I mean, he flew in on a fucking Pegasus and chucked 2 meatballs and a bead from a necklace of fireballs, scared the shit out of the Pegasus, and then fell to his death, only to be revived after the fight was over. He doesn't really have much, but he's very proud that he did not spill the beans, whatever beans he.
that's what he did to die.
Oh yeah,
To be fair, I thought he blew himself up, which is equally like.
no, he stole an old ass Pegasus that was the mascot of the school that the New Olam school.
Yeah.
Right. The Pegasus got freaked out at the big loud sound and chucked him off of it, and he fell to his death.
I love him. I love him so much.
That kind of kicks ass, kind of, in the worst way possible. It was almost super cool.
Also, we were fighting devils, so throwing a fireball was maybe not the greatest thing, the most useful thing you could have done.
Dude, he heard bad shit was going down in Troll Skull Alley, and he grabbed what he could, which was
No,
old ass.
I can't fault him. I'm just realizing that he very well could have done quite literally nothing except get himself killed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it seems like.
I mean, he probably killed some cultists that were blocking the alleyway down at that end, but other than that.
So what I'm hearing is he's the hero of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Thank God someone could take that title from us. Ever since we got it, it's been nothing but bad shit happening.
All right. Anything to do this afternoon or this evening? What's the plan, team?
Get crunk.
At some
Okay.
point, I will radio into Forest Grey to see if the collection of the dragons is complete or how far along that is.
Yeah. You radio in and you just hear someone's headed your way, Corsonis. And arriving at the bar are Asper and Mert. And Mert just says, "We understand you had a very eventful morning. Nice to see you're doing well."
Yeah, another pretty boring afternoon. Hopefully a mediocre evening. That's what we're fingers crossed for. Hey, boys.
Fingers crossed.
Damn right.
Exidia is visibly drunk and is like, "No, we're celebrating camaraderie. This is the best night that's ever been for any night." And just going on about how much she appreciates her friends and how food is so important and sharing time is so important, etc.
Tyler, are you good?
Right.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm just thinking about the way that I act sometimes and feeling sentimental about the campaign.
Asper.
Okay.
Oh,
Asper is making eye contact with Nim and Corsonis and Piety and Kaz as she says, "That's right, Exidia. It's a time to celebrate camaraderie." And as she's eyeballing the other four of you and looking out for one another.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, if she does decide to try to leave, we literally can't stop her. So
Well, you certainly want to spend the evening with your friends, don't you, Exidia?
Of course, I could never leave.
Wonderful. Well, it is a time to celebrate. We've concluded our dealings with Jalaxel. We've recovered all of the dragons that were missing. It seems that matter has been resolved and wrapped up as well. Well done, everyone. Well done, Corsonis.
Yep, I will submit a full report at some point. Probably when less things are trying to kill me in the morning.
Wonderful. Then we should celebrate, yes? And they order some drinks, start drinking. As this occurs, various people from various other denizens and occupants of Troll Skull Alley wander in and out. Among them are Fala Lefelier and Vincent Trench, who come in. Vincent is now appropriately dressed.
Okay.
boo.
But
I was on somebody to do it.
The boo is crazy. There's been a lot of skin showing in this campaign.
what's that, boss?
Nothing.
Sure enough. Do a job well done, boss. Vincent raises a glass.
Way to take a fireball to the chest, man. I'll just pour him something for free.
Actually,
Hmm?
free round on us for everybody. I feel like it's time to celebrate.
What?
Okay, everybody don't seem too excited for free drinks. This is cool. Cool.
I literally
They're
can't
they're
afford
not
to
free
pay
to
for
us.
drinks for everyone.
Well, this is a celebration. Come on.
I mean, if we want to write it off as a loss, I'm fine. I don't have the money to pay for the drinks.
Hey, it will come back to us in surplus. Manifest it.
Mert says,
See,
"You know what? Why
Kaz
don't
gets it. You have a good time, and a good time comes to you.
why don't you let me take care of this one?" And he drops a shit ton of gold down on the bar.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
let's just keep it flowing this evening. And the party continues and commences or continues for as long as you all would like this afternoon and this evening. At some point, Brisket is drunk enough that he is playing ceiling darts with the meatballs that he has picked out of one of his meatball subs.
That's probably safe. That's safe, I think.
That's way safer than what the real is.
Yeah, now take the darts and try and pin them to the ceiling.
You
You got to stick them up there before they fall.
Yeah, see, that's the game. That's the game. You throw the
Aim
meatball,
ceiling
and I try to
darts.
get the dart into the meatball into the dartboard. Brisket and I are just standing like body to body, staring up and throwing stuff.
Oh
Brisket,
my god!
Catches a meatball in his mouth that has been split by a dart.
Oh my. God, I love this fucking guy.
All right. Anything you would like to engage in during your celebratory party?
I think I'm looking out for Jarlaxle the whole time. Not that I'm actually like gonna interact with him if I think I find him, but I'm keeping I'm looking and I'm listening.
Yeah, the closest you see are the 8 Zardazes that are just out in front of your place this entire time, but are not coming in.
Padme Amidala and
yeah, as afternoon turns into early evening, they start playing music out there.
Oh shit!
Yeah, just doing their sort of marching band routine. It's fine, like it's not great, but they're doing it as much to keep themselves occupied as anything else.
That's nice. I feel like I'm watching over Brisket and Exidia, making sure they don't blind themselves with the meatball darts that they're playing with. Yeah. And then I get super drunk and end up trying to join them.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's it for me right now.
Heidi, what about you? What's the evening look like for you?
I think when Kaz joins in the ceiling darts, I decide that we need to have teams and that it's
Okay.
Exidia and Brisket against me and Kaz.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking all sorts of shit. I'm very drunk.
I'm all for it.
All right. Somebody make me Piety and Kaz, why don't one of you make me an athletics check and one of you make me an acrobatics check? Exidia, you choose which of those two you would like to make, and Brisket will make the other one.
I'll do athletics.
And we'll see who wins here.
You know, I have to throw this out here because this is literally one of the class abilities. Can I give them the help action while I do it?
Sure.
Yeah. Dink.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, Kaz.
I'm drunk, man. Leave me alone.
You're spending all of your like energy helping.
God, honestly, for me, it's does he have athletics or acrobatics? Like, I gotta decide which one I want Brisket to do.
Right, that's a real good question.
Since Brisket and I have been playing this game the longest, and I've been playing it with Brisket, do I know which one Brisket's better at?
Make me a perception check.
Okay. I'm gonna do that at disadvantage because I've been acting very drunk already.
Fair enough.
And so. Okay.
Yeah, like he's made some surprising shows of his physicality, like catching the meatball as it was split in half by that dart, but like whether that's acrobatics or athletics,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will do acrobatics, and I will let him do athletics.
okay.
Balls.
Okay. Yeah, Kaz and Piety, you make quick work of team uh, Brisket and Exidia. It's their effort shows great enthusiasm, but very little skill at this point in the evening.
We did it, boys.
Yeah. Good game. Good game.
I don't know what Piety rolled, but I'm assuming like my 10 was pure luck because that was like a pretty low roll for me.
Look, it's embarrassing, but to the winners go the spoils. Piety, Cosonas, your trophy, and he turns a meatball sub upside down, like over your hands, expecting you to just catch. These are all meatballs.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, there you go. Your trophies.
Thank you. This means a lot. I feel like I should make a speech. Like, wow, this is something.
I'm devouring the meatballs, even though he called me croissant.
I'm holding them out to you.
Thank you.
Job well done, everyone. Look, I Exodus, I don't know how we could compete with that, really. They're just really on top of their shit. And he sits down at the bar. He's like, "Don't look. I'm just gonna recoup a little bit, and I'll be right back at it for the next match against Paisley." And he's passed out at the bar. Corsonis, anything this evening?
No, I think Corsonis is just sitting watching everybody play ceiling darts and just sort of watching.
Fair enough. Nim, anything for you?
Probably kind of anxiously sitting with Corsonis, doing the same. Not quite yet ready to party, actually.
Okay. Yeah, well, the evening goes on. Many of your neighbors pat y'all on the back and thank you for your efforts of the morning. There's one or two that are a little cranky with you and seem to recount that never had problems like this before y'all moved in here. It's a quiet little alley. But all right, whatever. Yeah, you're all right, I guess. But are certainly happy to drink the free booze and hang out at the haunt. Yeah, and unless there's anything else, that's how the evening progresses until slowly but surely the crowd dwindles. Fela and Vincent eventually leave. Whoops. Let me get them out of here. Asper and Mert, thank you all for the tremendous efforts that you have put forth and the tremendous service that you have done for Waterdeep, particularly at times when Waterdeep did not seem very welcoming to that service. And Asper claps you on the back, Corshonus, and just adds, but that is the way for those of us in Forest Grey. No thanks until the job's actually done, if even then.
As long as the job gets done, that's what's important.
Agreed. And a job well done to all of you. Now, but we should take our leave, I believe. We have some unfinished business for this evening.
Oh.
And Mert slaps his mug down on the bar. It's like, oh, I think I might be getting lucky this evening. And Asper, who's halfway out the door, just says, well, you were going to, you crude bastard. Oh, but darling,
One
no.
of the lords of Waterdeep.
What was that?
He's one of the lords of Waterdeep.
Yeah. And he, like, as he's going out the door, he's like, "Oh, honey, I was joking. It was a joke. Come on, I was joking. I was trying to be funny." And that's it. Other than a snoring brisket in the corner, and Jax, who's upstairs, asleep. The haunt is yours. Calling it a night, or anything to do in the wee hours?
I'm trying to, I guess, redo my sleep ranking now that I can sleep instead of just laying there. So I will beg everybody that somebody needs to let me have a sleepover with them.
Okay, what are the options that everyone is offering up, if anyone's offering up options for Piety's new actual sleep rankings?
I'll let her sleep in the hammock
Waterbed.
again.
Yeah.
Waterbed gang, come on.
Regular
Yeah,
bed was
I
most comfortable
apologize,
when you
but-
couldn't sleep. I guarantee it will be the best again.
I have to have the armchair tonight. I'm sorry, you can't have it.
We can't share Exidia? God.
Absolutely not. That's critical to the purpose of an armchair.
More peeks into Tyler's real lived experiences.
Nice. Okay. We're going to circle back to this. Anything else that has to happen this evening?
Not for me, no.
Okay, I think we're probably best suited to do a little bit of fast forward and sort of loosey-goosey time stuff, right? The easiest, since we just covered it, is let's say over the next week or so, Piety, you get to sleep in the hammock, the waterbed, the regular bed, and the armchair. You want to roll a d20 for each of those to see your
would
rankings,
love
or do
to.
you think you know the rankings for? Oh,
Oh
we're
no,
leaving
I
this.
wanna.
Okay,
I'm
leaving
leaving
this
it to the
entirely up to
dice.
chance.
Okay.
Lovely.
Okay, in my little Discord note that I have, because this is that important to me, I have it in the order of hammock, recliner, Corsonis's bed, water bed.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be the roll order.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So it's 16, 11, 9, 15. 16, 11, 9, 15. Hammock wins.
Yeah, that's
Told
hammock.
y'all fuckers.
Right. Recliner, waterbed, and actual. Well, not that a waterbed's not an actual bed. I'm sorry, Kaz. I don't mean to cast this or a waterbed and a non-water bed. We'll call it a conventional bed, right? Not surprisingly,
A
Piety,
dry bed.
right? Given your history, right? Now that you're actually able to sleep and actually able to dream, the motion of the waterbed, right, brings up some uncomfortable memories and some rather disturbing dreams, and it's just not a comfortable sleep for you.
My bad for the trauma bit.
I like wake up halfway through the night and I like shake you awake and I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna work.
Right.
The fuck is wrong?
The recliner is not much better, little better, right? But still a little cramped, and not in a good way. The conventional bed that Corsonis has lent you feels as good as you remembered it, right? But there's just something about this hammock now that you're actually able to sleep and dream, and in a weird way, like it's also a little cramped, right? But like the recliner was cramped in sort of a bad, like stiff sort of way, right? The hammock is cramped in sort of a good, like almost like a comfortable hug sort of way, and that rocking motion, right, and the little breeze that it generates, you find very soothing. And so are happy to report that the hammock is your favorite, at least of these four, sleeping options. Is there anything in particular, any of you would like to pursue, like during this week, that at least is occupied at night sometimes by Piety's various sleep testing?
I'm lurking around the Sea Maidens Fair, I think, until
Okay.
at least until that shit gets handled, but kind of seeing how, depending on how it goes, maybe more and longer.
Okay. Uh, anybody out there with you, or not just
Yeah,
you
I think
hanging by yourself?
I'll certainly be hanging out also,
Okay.
accompanying.
Oh my god.
Okay. So Exidia and Nim are spending some time hanging around the Sea Maidens Fair. Yeah, it's not long. You don't spend much time hanging out around there before somebody approaches you. Both. Uh, can I help you too?
Yes. Well, maybe. Probably. We're sort of waiting, for some business to conclude, with Master Axel and some other important figures. We're sort of hoping to at least partially witness it.
You want to talk to the big guy?
It didn't per se say that, but it'd be fine. It's fine.
I mean, I don't. All right, sure. I'll go ask.
I mean, we
He
just want to know what's happening, what's going on, a little update. He doesn't necessarily have to be the one to give it, but like we need information.
about what?
The stuff.
A
I mean,
stick.
okay, maybe we should just talk
You
to him.
you think I've got information? You think I know what's going on around here?
No.
I have no way to know whether I should know that or not. So
Mm. Look, I don't even understand why the big guy would want to talk to you, but I'll go ask. Right. And he wanders off.
that guy doesn't even know who we are. He didn't ask our names or anything. What is he gonna go say? Hey, Jarlaxle, some people want to talk to you.
I mean, I'm sort of waiting for the boot to drop where he like reveals that was him the whole time.
uh, yeah, like 15, 20 minutes go by, and he comes back and is like, "Wow, all right, yeah, you can head on down." And he points you to one of the ships. And as you board the ship, somebody meets you there, sort of leads you down into the bowels of the ship. And there you see, sitting at a back banquet table, wide brimmed hat, eye patch and all, Jarlaxle, jotting down some notes in some book, and he slaps it shut. My babies! Oh my goodness! City and Nim, it's so good to see you. Please, please, come in. Can we get some food, please? And snaps his fingers. Somebody walks out the back. To what do I owe this pleasure?
We just wanted to follow up after our friend Barak and sort of everything that he had going on. Make sure he's doing okay, and see that the artifact he let you have got where we asked that it get to.
Oh, well, Mr. Clanghammer's doing wonderfully. He's getting to roam around the city and truly enjoy himself in a way that he hasn't been able to for the past 30 years. Lot to see and do here in Waterdeep. It is a jewel of the Sword Coast. As far as the artifact in question, our deal remains. I promised you that you will be present when I return it, and you will.
Can we see it?
Oh, look, the food's here. Please, help yourselves. Delicious. The cakes are to die for.
It's just that we haven't seen it, basically, since Barak had it last, and we want to be. We don't even really know much about it, really, and are at least observably curious as to what it is.
Oh, you don't know what it is or what it does?
It didn't really say that, really, but we are curious.
Well, what are you curious about if you know what it is and what it does, and you know that I have it?
Didn't really say that either. Just sort of curious about it. How it maybe works or what its purpose really is, sort of thing.
I think you know everything you need to about it.
Have you had any, I suppose, communication with anyone in the towers about it at all yet?
Oh, no, I have. Why would I be in touch with them?
Just sort of wondering if you'd perhaps take an initiative.
No, I think I'll hold on to it for a little bit.
Why?
Well, I don't see the sense in handing it over right away, do you?
Yes.
Well, explain your position. Maybe I've got something wrong.
Well, as I understand it, it's a deeply powerful artifact, and given at least what you had told me and what I've come to understand about this city, as there are certain forces that, while they may not be objective, have absolutely stronger influence over the day-to-day than maybe the likes of myself do. And one of those who have been trusted with such a power is, in fact, the Blackstaff, who is, in fact, the person we best intend to have a hold of this in the first place.
Right, but do you understand why I'm interested in handing it over?
I do, or at least I have enough of an idea of what you've told me for why you want to hand it over.
Well, what objective am I trying to achieve?
Popularity?
Oh. It's not quite as base as that. I'm plenty popular. Look at me. Gorgeous. And charming as the devil. No. It's not simply popularity. I need Waterdeep to know that I am on their side and I am looking out for their best interest, and that I would be an asset as a member of the Lord's Alliance.
And you find potentially holding them hostage to be the most appropriate way of delivering that message?
I'm not holding them hostage at all. No harm will come to this city. Not from me, at least. I genuinely want what is best for Waterdeep, because what is best for Waterdeep, at least currently, is what is best for Jarl Axel. But if I hand the staff over now, there's two problems. One, it will betray the deal that I've made with wonderful Mr. Clanghammer. Must let him finish enjoying the city before the city gets this staff back. That was part of my deal. Secondly, although I don't want to see any harm come to Waterdeep, it's not the worst thing for my position if they perceive that there is a threat of some harm. Perhaps a flyover or two by some giant winged beasts. Have everyone wondering how that's possible and why now, and what could possibly have penetrated their defenses. And that's when I swoop in and come to the rescue. When we come to the rescue, as I said, I've promised you'll be with me. When I hand it, if you think you're heroes now, just wait.
Or, hear me out, we hand it over before there's any threat to anyone in Waterdeep, and we, as we have had some success in the past, prove that we actually care about the city's safety toe to tip, and that it's a priority that the barriers stay in place, and that we trust the people of Waterdeep, the Blackstaff, to have the same care for the people here that we do.
Well, I've got to be honest. That sounds ludicrous to me. It sounds preposterous. But you've got 10 days to convince me. I promised dear Barack Klanghammer at least that amount of time to get to explore Waterdeep. And I certainly will not short him after the great service that he has done me. So, put together your best arguments as to how it's better for me to hand it over now than it is after
Well, I have
manufacturing
my
some
best.
perceived threat.
I do have my best argument.
Your
I
best
have
Okay, go ahead.
I have here now. He taps the side of his temple.
Mhm.
The perfect evidence that someone had the power to defend this city and chose to neglect that power. I have, unfortunately, someone who has proclaimed themselves an ally to me attempt to withhold something and to threaten the city, just as many others have done to me recently. And unfortunately, I have, at this point now, a fairly terrific reputation. And I would actually love to put that reputation to your use. But that would require, even if it were in the 2-10 day, that the staff be forfeit immediately and without any perceived threats to Waterdeep.
He pouts. Well, you hurt my feelings. If you were to say such a thing or do such a thing, that would really put a damper on my plans. In fact, I don't see that there would be any way at that point that I could convince Waterdeep that I was on its side, no matter when I handed the staff over. I guess that means there'd be no point in handing it over at all. Perhaps at that point it would be best given to the highest bidder. Is that what you'd like done, Nim, Exidia? All I'm asking for is a little patience. I promised you no one will get hurt. I promised you will be there when it gets handed over.
I can offer patience, but I think I need more than your word.
What more could I offer you?
Well, seeing as you have half a mind to try to blackmail the city, hold it hostage, perhaps there is some collateral that I can hold on to of yours that will ensure that everything gets put right where it's supposed to go.
He plucks the feather out of his hat and lays it on the table.
I will. I will use my Drow High magic to cast Detect Magic. I think I know that this thing is magical, but just to make sure he's not bullshitting me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'm looking it up right now because I don't know what school of magic, but yeah,
That's fine as long as it has an aura. It
Yeah.
suffices.
Absolutely.
I'll take it, and I'll stand up and extend my hand to him to shake.
Yeah, and he shakes your hand and clasps his other hand around yours as he's shaking. Are you sure y'all don't want to stay? Join me for lunch,
No.
maybe some tea? Oh, darlings.
We have quite the setup back at home, as it turns out. It's been a pleasure learning the business from you.
Well, anytime you'd like my band to play, just let me know. Ta!
I'm sure I catch Exidia mid-bite as we're as I start to leave.
Kind of shuffles and hides the 2 other empty plates.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. Jarlaxle clocks that, right? And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
no, there's no reason to be shy. Look, get her
No,
some
really.
cakes.
I've had my fill. I'm good. Thank you. I
No,
appreciate it.
get her some cakes, please." And people run off to grab cakes for you.
I wait awkwardly for the cakes. Nim looks over at me and I just kind of shuffle and gesture towards the way the people went.
Yeah, 2 people come back and they're both carrying they both have 5 boxes of cakes in both hands. They're like, we'll follow you home."
All right. Thank you. It's very kind.
Yeah, they're doing their best to balance these cakes as they follow you home. And you have
Takes us twice as long to get there.
yeah, and you have Jarlaxle's feather in tow.
Fuck yeah.
Anything else going on? Corsonis, what are you spending these couple weeks doing?
Probably waiting on an actual assignment
Okay.
with nothing necessarily forthcoming. He's just going to be chilling around the haunt, waiting.
Yeah, no. If you check in, you will get the explicit message like, "No, you've done great. Like you've earned a vacation. Relax." At one point, Asper actually will check in on you with, "Do you know how to relax?"
Yes, I'm sure I'm perfectly capable of relaxing, but last I checked, everything has not been resolved from our previous situation.
What hasn't been resolved? We got all the dragons.
Wasn't there supposed to be another exchange?
Not that I'm aware of.
That wasn't. We talked. I see. Never mind.
Enjoy yourself. There'll be more work than you know what to do with, and soon enough, too. Kaz, anything for you?
Oh my god. I don't know. I think I'm going to like enjoy the stability of these past couple weeks. There's been a lot of stressful shit going on within
Mhm.
this campaign alone. I, I don't think he's looking at anything big right now. He got his brother.
Okay.
That's really the main thing he cares about right now.
Right. You and your brother just hanging out at the haunt.
Working.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Let's take a little broader and longer view at this point. We'll talk about the next couple months and the next couple years, and I'll lay out some things that are happening, and then give each of you an opportunity to weigh in and sort of give a summary of what the post Castle and Tier encounter life means for all of you. It's not long after, it's probably only 2 or 3 months after the big fight in Troll Skull Alley that you all start seeing postings around town that there are going to be tryouts and casting for a new play called Castle and Tears Folly, written by none other than Volo himself. There are listings for various roles and sort of archetypes that they're looking for. And not surprisingly, as you all have become, known local heroes and celebrities, one of the roles says that they are looking for a Nim Denoran type. I don't know if you have any interest in trying out for said role, Nim, given your bardic background.
I think he takes a day to drink about it because he's absolutely mortified that he could bomb that audition.
Okay.
Sounds fucking awful.
You get skipped over for playing yourself has to be so crazy.
And that would be terrifying. But could you imagine if there were another elf that were trying to play me that weren't a drow? Like, what a fucking nightmare, right?
Oh yeah. It gets real bad territory with that. Personally, I think you can do it.
You think?
I know.
Fine.
Give me a performance check.
Yeah.
I,
Oh my
Take an
god.
inspiration. Take an inspiration.
Okay. Oh
The-
my god.
I
Would you
also
like
have an
another?
inspiration, and I want you to do well at this.
Oh my god.
okay,
All
can
my
I?
friends came to watch me audition. Oh my god.
And it
Can
was
I-
a bad idea.
I just wanted to say,
Volo,
can he
Volo,
have at least advantage because he's playing himself?
Volo
I've
claps
got
you.
3 inspiration.
Okay.
Bro, please.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
My voice cracks on the first 3 measures.
Right. Volo claps you on the back and says, "Well, I've got to be honest. I've seen better. In fact, I've seen better in these very auditions. There was a halfling that brought me to tears, but I couldn't say no to an old friend. And oh my God, the ticket sales with you in the actual play, amazing. Are you sure you're comfortable with the role of Corsonus, though?
2 thumbs up.
Actually, I do feel better about that one, if I'm going to be entirely honest.
Right. Show me the pulling out the badge again.
I do it so fast.
Amazing. So many tickets. Yeah, so some of your time is taken up with rehearsals. Most of them are happening at the Lightsinger Theater, where you see Mert from time to time, he being his theater. It's as you get more and more of the pages, you find it a little strange that what initially was a rather well, it's Volo, so I'd say initially it was a somewhat faithful rendition of the events that led up to the Battle of Troll Skull Alley and culminating in that battle itself. As time goes on and more pages and more edits are being done, Volo plays a larger and larger part in the story and becomes more and more the hero. And Mordenkainen becomes the big enemy somehow, and the Castellanteers are just working for him to cheat Volo out of his publishing rights, is what the play becomes about. But it's entertaining nonetheless, and it is an opportunity for you to take the stage. Rainier, in this time, comes to see you guys relatively frequently. His questions are more and more about, or his conversations, I should say, are more and more about what it's like to be heroes of the city and how nice it must be to have a purpose. And he, sort of slowly but surely starts to give up his sort of rich kid layabout drunkard sort of ways, and as a direct result of his involvement with all of you, he begins to take on a cause, and that cause is rallying the powers that be to ban the worship of devils within Waterdeep proper. His sounds reasonable enough. His cause does not go unchallenged, however, as of all people, saith Cromley takes leave from his position with the city guard to lead up a charge for the freedom of religion, regardless of religion, and states that the banning of religions is a dangerous step to be taking, and that it is more than enough, right, to just have laws about keeping blood off the streets, as has been his war cry since the beginning. Barnabas Blastwind, with no other relatives to turn to, Barnabas Blastwind volunteers to at least temporarily, become the legal guardian for Elzarina and Terenzio Casalantier. And has been seen around town with the two of them trying to normalize the sight of them around town so that they are not cloistered away and shackled with the reputation given to them by their parents. Brisket has become a fixture at the haunt as both bartender and chef isn't quite accurate, but food provider. He has, when y'all wake up in the mornings, particularly as 10 days roll on into months, a more and more common thing is brisket in that's spectacular, Tyler. Culinary producer or sandwich summer. I love both of them, right? A common thing in the mornings now is brisket in deep, long, loud conversations and frequently arguments with Leaf, who, for some reason, Brisket has developed some way to communicate with Leaf that none of you see or understand, but is certainly much more effective than Leaf banging out yes or no or writing sketchy things on a chalkboard. Corsonis, you do receive a call about a month, maybe a little bit more than that. Receive notice, I should say, from Force Gray that you are to be part of a team to investigate a recent event where 2 young red dragons flew right over the city. Other than breathing some fire, not at anything, but just sort of up in the sky, flying over the city, didn't really do anything or cause anything other than a little panic. But Force Gray would like to know how that happened. What's going on? Obviously you have some inside information about that. What, if any of that, do you want to offer up to Force Gray?
This entire time, he had started his own investigation quietly without telling anyone else into what happened to that staff. Starting trying to find Clanghammer, Barak Clanghammer. At some point, it will almost inevitably end in a confrontation with Jarlaxle, which...
Well, interestingly enough...
Probably the end of Corsonis.
Right. Interestingly enough, it won't end in a confrontation with Jarlaxle, because after about 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 10 days, right? Just shy of a month, the Sea Maiden's Fair is packed up and left. Right? And it's about that.
He thinks that'll stop me from trying to track him down? Man.
Oh, well, I mean, right. I mean, you can clearly get word, right? As to where they're going. I mean, it's just a traveling carnival, quote unquote, just a traveling carnival. After all, I think they're at this point they're probably headed north, maybe up to Neverwinter. I think Neverwinter's north. Let the fair exist there for a little bit. Strangely enough, Corsonus, you're never able to really. Well, actually, let me ask: what magic do you have to bring to bear to try and find Mr. Clanghammer? Do you have?
Have sending to just talk to him.
Okay. I would say, why don't you give me like the first of those sendings? Let me hear what that sounds like.
Oh boy. Would like to speak to you regarding the location of the Dragonstaff. Understood it was to be kept safe. Doesn't seem to be. I need to speak.
Oh, Jarlaxle's keeping it safe.
Good thing I
At
know
least-
Jarlaxle.
What's that?
Nothing. Carry on.
Jarlaxle's keeping it safe. At least long enough for me to explore the city. Lovely city you have. That's the one and only communication you have from Clanghammer.
That just puts me on Jarlaxle's case earlier.
Excellent. Yeah, and he is you get like sightings of him, and it's they're literally like all touristy shit. Like all the touristy shit around Waterdeep. Like that's where he's been seen and that's what he's been
I meant
doing.
that puts me on Jarlaxle earlier, not Clanghammer.
Okay, great. Yeah, well, I mean, Jarlaxle, you don't see him, but the Sea Maidens Fair has been there for, like I said, it's been there 2 or 3 weeks, right? And then heads up to Neverwinter. That's about it. I mean, if you want to head up to Neverwinter, you can certainly do that and try and track him down up there.
Yeah, probably.
Great. We'll circle back to that then.
I really assume Corsonas just disappears at some point.
Okay. Amazing. Right. Kaz, what are you and Jax up to?
Oh my god. I feel like Cass himself, he's trying to actually manage like money better so they don't end up in the same situation. I feel like it takes a lot of time, but he gets the hang of it eventually. I hope. uh, right now, I feel like he's trying to build up the name of the haunt. Uh, I think he's just trying to establish himself as like a clean guy now instead of the pickpocket that he was before.
Okay.
Uh, I think he's trying to steer Jax away from fighting and doing any of that sort. So he may have led Jax to the to the auditions to play as Kaz actually. See if he likes that.
Okay, great.
Try something like that.
Yeah, you take him to the auditions with no theatrical training whatsoever.
Nope.
He does poorly. But Volo sees you, gives you a wink and a thumbs up, and casts Jack casts Jax as Nimble Right number 2. And
Okay, that actually fucks. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, they'll fit him for a little mechanical costume, and he just needs to do that flowy little thing in a stabbing motion, and he'll be set. Excellent. Piety, what do you have on tap?
Oh boy. In the first little while, first few weeks, first few months, I'll hang
Mhm.
around at the haunt, and I think like I've lived around Waterdeep-ish, but like I
Mhm.
don't think that she's ever taken the time to like enjoy or explore it. And so I think for a while I just like walk around, go see all the stores, go check out all the little coffee shops, and go buy all sorts of little trinkets for my room back at the haunt and all that good stuff. But eventually I want to go find my, I guess, Lydia's family,
Mhm.
wherever the hell they are.
Right. What do you think the first steps gonna or the first couple steps are gonna be in trying to figure that out?
Beg Ilmater for information
Okay.
every
Um,
night.
Great. I think most nights you don't receive any answer. Um, you have some very strange dreams, but there's if they hold any secrets as to how to find these people, those secrets are lost on you. Um, After about a month, though, of wishing and hoping and asking Ilmater to come to you with information, you find yourself sleeping, as has become more and more comfortable for you, and you find yourself in a dream where you are in a pile of leaves, and you slowly sit up, and as the leaves fall away from your face and your torso, you see on the ground in front of you some drips of blood, and bare feet. You look up, and there is Ilmater. You had a question for me?
Sure did. How are you? How's I was gonna say life, but how's your thing going?
My job is never done, just the way I like it.
That's good. That's good. Um I'm I want to find the Duskrins, the existing ones.
Hmm. Well, that sounds like a worthy endeavor. How do you suppose you'll go about finding them?
Begging you for hints. She
Hmm.
grins.
Well, I can understand that, but you can't come to me for every challenging question you want an answer to.
That's true. That's true. Oh,
Besides,
and she like slaps her forehead. Fucking Vincent. Oh man. Oh, yeah.
it seems like you've got an answer to the question already.
Funny how that works. It's like the second you go to like ask something, it's like it just comes to you. Yeah.
Yes, well, now that you're here, I don't really get many opportunities to just hang out. Would you like to hang out a little bit?
I would love to.
Sure. Some of my followers I've been keeping an eye on, they just, um, I don't know if they invented it, it's new to me, but it's something called ping pong.
It enlighten me. Do tell.
Yeah, he brings you over to a ping pong table that he's crafted. He's horrible at it because the the thing keeps slipping in his hands because they're all bloody, and it's just a nightmare trying to play with him. But he seems to be having a good time, right? And
King.
yeah, you awake with the new knowledge to ask Vincent Trench, who, of course, with a sure thing, boss. I'm on it. I'm
Look,
on
I
it,
love
boss.
this guy.
Right. Um, it takes a little time, right? But I'd say another month or so goes by before he slips you a piece of paper with the name of a small town to the south of the city. This is on the house, boss.
Vincent.
And it seems your siblings are living together. One married, one has remained single, and yeah, they are a good ways to the south and east, but at least you have a location.
Fuck yeah.
How about you, Exidia? What do the next couple months mean for you?
So I think after the events, Exidia has become very endeared to the
Mhm.
city itself,
Mhm.
and is more and more enjoying kind of like the city life in Waterdeep,
Mhm.
and is at the haunt very often, but has kind of feels a calling to learn a bit more and study and kind of things, and eventually I think wants to pursue politics.
Mhm.
I think Exidia will wind up becoming like a very libertarian politician
Okay.
Oh my god.
and study law a bit while and yeah, advocate for a lot of freedoms, and like government to step off and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. In the early stages of this development, you find yourself spending more and more time with Volo. No one knows the city like Volo does, and he makes a wonderful tour guide and is always up for a good time. Which makes a wonderful partner, both to just sort of hang out with and to learn from. You have access to all sorts of areas of the city that would be difficult, even with your celebrity status, would be difficult without someone of his stature leading the way. As your interests lean more towards the political, you find yourself spending less time with Volo and more time with Mert, who is maybe not quite as fun or as carefree, but is certainly more versed in the various levers of power of the city and the hidden powers behind the power, and is more than happy to sort of give you those insights. Probably tries to steer you in a less libertarian direction than it sounds like you are headed in. but nonetheless, remains friendly and willing to help out in those endeavors. Um, make me a persuasion check, please.
I'll give you
Yeah.
inspiration if you want one.
I mean, it's not likely that I'll do better, but no, I think I'm fine where I'm at. Thank you.
It was a close race, but you find yourself elected to the Troll Skull Alley Homeowners Association at large seat.
I look forward to doing my community proud.
Excellent. Corsonus, you receive a message. It's sending, which you are very familiar with. This is shortly after the Sea Maiden's Fair has left, and very soon after the flyover, you receive a sending message from Asper that is simply, what do you know about the whereabouts of the Dragonstaff?
Still in the hands of Jarlaxle, was meant to be traded back a while ago. I'm on his tail.
You receive another one that's just, I trust you. Please be careful. Please, please, please contact if you need assistance.
Understood.
Great. And so after the Sea Maiden Fair pulls out, are you heading up north?
I will probably check with my local associates to see if anyone has any clue where Jarlaxle might be, but otherwise, yeah.
Are you go for it?
Do any of us have an idea?
I mean, not really. Like, he's left town, right? I mean, you probably know exactly, exactly what has been stated, that he's on his way to Neverwinter, as that is the next stop of the Sea Maidens Fair. I mean, that's not
that, but that's
right.
just
That's not hidden information.
Yeah.
Well, it would seem the Blackstaff was never, or the Dragonstaff was never passed along to the Blackstaff. So I'm going up after him.
Would you like someone to come with you, or would you like someone to stay here and keep this place open?
I leave that to each of you. I'm not going to ask Brisket to come with me, certainly, so. This.
I'll kind of like look at Brisket and say, "You'll be here when we get back, yes?"
Look, I'll be here when you get back, unless you need me, in which case, boom, bags packed, ready to go.
We need you here.
You hear that,
We need
Leaf?
this
They
place
don't.
open. If we come back and our entire livelihood is gone, that will be a different problem.
You hear that, Leaf? They don't trust you to run the place. Don't you say that about my mother. She's a saint. And he just devolves into an argument that goes on for another 45 minutes.
Oh man.
So the two of you are heading up north?
I will also go.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is a little crazy thing right here.
Mhm.
I don't think Kaz would go, but I think Jax would be inclined to go after his failed career of being of acting.
There's
There are
Okay.
no small roles, only small actors.
Jax is not a small actor.
Okay, great. So everybody with the exception of Kaz and Brisket are headed up to Neverwinter. That correct?
Yeah.
Okay. By land or by sea, team?
I mean,
Trust
I could
Exidia on a
grovel.
boat.
Patty does
Do we
suggest that
take
she
Exidia
grovel
on a
for one of
boat?
her old captains, but also she has shared with y'all that she has never officially quit a job. She just stops showing up. So they're probably not a big fan.
God.
So would walking get us there faster then? Is that what you're saying? Because
We'll
whatever
have
gets
at
us
least
there the
better
fastest,
luck.
honestly.
Sounds like we're taking potentially the long way.
Okay.
A scenic route.
At some point, Asper will get in touch with you not long after you've left Waterdeep, and it's just, I haven't seen you. What's going on? Right? You inform her that you are walking to Neverwinter, and she's just like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Right? And like a half a day later, like horses and carts and carriages that are stocked and everything just show up along the road, right? And
I keep forgetting you know people.
right. You head north. During this time, Kaz, you're the only one here, so you witness the following.
Oh shit.
1, Volo shows up frantic, right? It's like, Kaz, where's Nim?
Oh, they headed north.
What do you mean they headed north?
They're going to Neverwinter.
The play opens in 3 weeks, and they're going to Neverwinter?
Oh. Oh.
Well, look, unprofessional, but that's what you get for casting a hero in an actor's role. The one person's ill fortune is another person's favor. And it is time, Kaz. It is time for Jax to shine and to step up into the role of Corsonis. Where is he, so that I might give him the good news?
This is actually because you said it was only a couple of weeks. I was like, I'm gonna miss the play, but I think that this is important.
He may also have went to Neverwinter as well.
Oh, good. I'm ruined. Where am I going to find someone as charismatic that can play that role? What is your name? You talking to me?
Kaz. Oh shit! I was like, who the fuck is he talking to?
Yes, you are a strange looking individual, but there's some charisma that oozes out of you. Thank you, I guess. What is your name? I'm Ket, Breeze Ket. Are you ready for the spotlight, Mr. Ket? He turns to seemingly no one and says, Leaf, my man, you gotta hold down the fort. Takes off his apron, leaps over the thing, goes on to both star in and become the breakout star of Castle and Tears Folly.
And lose his job.
Oh, yeah, straight up. Right. Well, I mean, yeah, like that's obviously entirely up to you, but I mean, he still puts in time in the afternoons, but the evenings, it's all Kaz and Leaf or whoever Kaz hires. You get to Neverwinter, easy enough to track down the fair. They're not hiding. Oh, my babies, my darling friends, couldn't be without me. Please come in, come in, come in. So what do I owe this pleasure? Why did you track me all the way up here? You miss me that much?
I'm here representing Force Grey. This is official business.
Oh, I'm shaking.
I was answering your question, but we can go with nothing but pure sarcasm if you'd like. I'm here because you're so absolutely unforgettable, and I couldn't not have you in my life.
Jarlaxle rushes to embrace you.
Not a chance.
Okay. Oh, he pouts.
Misty step.
Right. He pouts at grabbing nothing but air. Well, if it's not a pleasant, pleasurable visit, then what's the problem?
I'm here for the
We're-
Dragonstaff.
He points to Nim. Oh, but we had a deal.
Right.
Did you?
210 day. 210 day.
No. Wasn't 210 day. It was at least 210 day. It was at least 210 day because that's the deal I made with Mr. Clanghammer.
And I said 210 day. And we shook on it.
Well, I don't think that's the way it unfolded, but here we are. I think the way it unfolded is I offered you collateral.
And I said 210 day.
Well, I guess someone will have to read back the record. So, how do we resolve this?
Well, sounds like it should be we uphold the deal, you get what was yours back, and we turn over the staff immediately, as it is now overdue,
Well,
to
it's not.
Force Grey.
I'm here representing the Blackstaff, so whatever deals you had with each other are immaterial to me.
Oh, well, it sounds like you'll have to turn Nim in as well. Withholding evidence and whatnot.
I'm here for the staff. What happens after I have the staff is not really my concern, is it?
Well, I guess you all don't want to be friends after all. Your mother will be crushed, Nim.
I think she'll live.
We'll see about that. Very well.
I'm sorry. Did you just threaten Nim's mother?
Oh, no. Bad things happen to good people all the time. I don't have any control over that. I just meant we'll see what the future holds. I guess we'll see what the future holds for all of us. You'll keep the fair here running? Seems my business in Waterdeep is not complete. Would you like to head back with me, or should I wait for you once I get there?
I don't believe that I can trust you to deliver the staff, as I've had to chase you down once.
Oh,
It's
well,
perhaps easier if you just hand it over and I can deliver it on your behalf, like you said you were going to do for us.
and I am. As I said, after 210 day, we are still after 210 day, and I promised you could be there when I do it, and I intend to live up to that promise.
After 210 day is not an acceptable answer, as that could essentially be never. And given the importance of this particular item,
What? Corsonis, why are you arguing with me? I've said that I'm going back to return it.
yes, and
Do
I'm
you
suggesting
do?
that you should hand it to me, and I will do so.
That's not happening. As I said, I promised that you would be there with me when I returned it. Now, you can accompany me on my ship, and we will get there at the same time, and I can return it. You can head back, and I will wait for you, because I will certainly beat you back there, right? If neither of those are acceptable, and you refuse to leave this ship without the Dragonstaff in your hand, I can make sure that all of you die right here. Those are your three options, Corsonis.
I just sort of look at everybody like, I'm ready to do this.
Wait, are you ready to die right now, or ready to just do the trip?
I'll let you decide what you think you mean.
I mean, I just want.
I feel like
Yeah.
Corsonis has been pretty fucking clear.
Yeah,
I
well,
just want to be clear the situation that you find yourselves in, right?
yes.
You are on Jarlaxle's ship, right?
Mhm.
Fully
In a-
aware.
Right. In a room with Jarlaxle, and like he's probably got 2 or 3 other people in the room with him, right? But there's 30 other sailors on the boat, not counting the other boat and the rest of the Sea Maidens Fair. So I just want to be clear, right? There
Yeah,
won't
if
be
Corsonis-
any rolls.
Yeah, if Corsonis is starting to get like heated again, then
Mhm.
like Nim's going to like step forward and say, "A ship can be made to go underway in about an hour, so why don't we all just head out together immediately?"
Oh, I don't need an hour. Come, follow me. Weaves you further into the bowels of a ship, right? And loads you onto what we all understand is a submarine.
I look at Exidia and kind of size her up for the space of it.
Incredibly claustrophobic. This is not a fun journey for me.
Be a bug! Turn into a bug!
I will spend as much of this trip as a bug as I.
Yeah, it goes fast. Jarlaxle does his best, right, to make arrangements to formally hand over the Dragonstaff, makes a big show about how the lot of you together, right, recovered this staff and know how important it is to the safety of Waterdeep. He also makes a big show of explaining that your trip up north, as well as part of the reason the Sea Maidens Fair went up north, was to track down the individual that had the staff and had allowed those two young red dragons to fly over Waterdeep, and that um, his life has been ended, and that any threat of dragons penetrating Waterdeep has been ended by the lot of you. That is the story he tells as he hands the staff over.
I don't give a shit. I don't try to correct him. I'm here to make sure it gets done.
Okay. Anyone else?
I've got an official report in which to
Okay.
correct all the bullshit.
Okay. Yeah.
We didn't work with him. He didn't do shit. I, in fact, repeatedly said, "Now we don't need your help,"
Mhm.
and will, as best as I can, pass along the situation with Clanghammer.
Okay.
He misrepresented his relationship with us to Clanghammer, got a deal with him, and that's how he ended
Excellent.
up with the dragon stuff.
The report that you get back from Asper is that although she believes you and Mert believes you, there are now two competing narratives, right? Both within Force Grey and within, the masked lords, to which you have unique insight thanks to Mert, right? And it's not even that Jarlaxle like offered up any evidence, right? But he's just so charming and so convincing and such a good liar, right? That some people are just like, well, that narrative just feels more correct than the narrative that Corsonis.
Of a scumbag, the narrative of an official member of Force Grey.
Hey, man, some people like Donald Trump. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people got the bonuses.
Right, and so it doesn't have much, if any, of an impact on your day-to-day lives, and it doesn't have much of an impact, if any, on your relationship to Force Grey, Corsonis. It's just it's not universally accepted that you guys didn't work together and that he was just being a jerk this whole time. It's confusing to some people.
Mhm.
But the Dragonstaff is back in the hands of the leaders of Waterdeep, only some of whom are actually grateful to Jarlaxle. The rest understand that it was all just a big show and that you all were the ones who were responsible for returning it. Nim and Jax have missed their opportunities for the big stage. Ixidia has opportunity to begin her political career by working to better Troll Skull Alley. Kaz continues to take money management and budgeting courses to ensure that neither he nor his brother end up in the same difficulty they had in the past. Corsonis, it sounds like, is embracing his role in Force Grey and becomes a greater and greater asset, tasked with greater and greater responsibilities. Piety has the names and locations of her siblings and can choose when and if and when to pursue that further. As you all are in the haunt reflecting on how far you have come and what the future holds, there's a commotion coming out from the street, and it's just getting closer and closer to the main door of the haunt as until it pushes its way in the form of initially some young, attractive men and women all sort of fawning and making way and going on, right? As a gentleman with two puffs of black curly hair, one on either side of his head, a brilliant purple cape with gold embroidery, and the most preposterous like walking cane you've ever seen. It's so ostentatious it would make Volo blush. Walks in and in a twirl removes his cape, and just as he removes it, literally once it's off, he just drops it. But his gaggle of sycophants rush in to scoop it before it hits the floor and fight over who gets to fold it and carry it. And he snaps his fingers. It's your boy, Brisket. Have you read my reviews?
No fucking way.
Dude, did you really play 2 roles? That's fucking crazy.
Well,
I seen it. He fucking did. It was actually wild as hell.
well, I mean, that was the old show. It's being reworked now. It's a one-man show in the new iteration.
Oh, well.
Your boy will be playing all of the parts, but I owe it all to you. I wouldn't have any of this if it weren't for you, my friends. And he, in a gross, ostentatious, like, just spills gold coins everywhere. It's like meatball dots for everyone.
We started 2 crazes.
We're trendsetters.
Yeah.
We did
Nice
ceiling
word.
darts, and then everyone else copied it, and then we were like, "Fuck you, meatball ceiling
Meatball
darts."
And unless there's anything else, that has been Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Woohoo!
Yippee!
Woo!
Yay!
Incredible.
Thanks, everybody. We made it.
Yeah!
Yeah.